single band horizontal chest press is a great exercise to go ahead and incorporate with your clients because it's so easy to set up, but you're going to have to make some adjustments based on their arm length. I want to show you those first. First of all, the band is going to be placed behind our spine, behind our back. Now, it's important that this is not placed down low. We want it to be set so that it's just below the lower angle of the scapula. From there, you can see that at this point, I already have tension on the band. So I'm going to get tension all the way through here. Now, the problem is that I'm really only getting tension through the last maybe 50% of the range of motion. How can we adjust for that? A couple of ways we can do it. Sliding our hands through the band, hooking it between our index finger and our thumb, immediately shortens up the band and allows us to get pushing all the way through the motion. That's my preference because it puts pressure onto the palm of my hand and I'm pressing through the palm and working at getting motion all the way through. So that's the first thing, and that's the one I recommend more often. Now you can shorten the band by placing a small link in the band or a little knot in the band and positioning it there. What that then allows us to do is it allows us to put it into our shoulder blades, and now we can push normally like we would with the band. Either way is fine. Just make sure if you do use this link that when you're done, you go ahead and pop that out so that it doesn't stay in your band and compress your band and bother your band. That said, that's your horizontal shoulder press options that you can use to make the band tension greater through the full ranges of motion. Now let's go back to the exercise itself and let's get started. I'm going to hook my hands in here. I'm going to hook it under the lower part, the lower border of my scapula. Position can be staggered stance, can be parallel stance. Either one is fine. You want to press out. Now I make sure that when I press out, I get full extension and I want my elbows locked out. Very often you're going to see people that lift more dead weight are going to have an inclination to go ahead and stop halfway and come back. You've got to go ahead and dig in. I recommend using a staggered stance. Dig that back toe in, dig that front heel in, and drive forward. What that's going to do is create a much more aggressive space of support for pushing as you drive it out. You'll also notice as I push, the tendency is to open up my hands and push. That's going to be an automatic reflex for a lot of your clients. It's okay to do. If you want them to go ahead and form a fist, that's fine. But what you'll find is our normal tendency is to pop our fingers up when we push so we don't break our fingers. So let them go ahead, set their feet, and press out and hold. And let them open their hands. It's okay. They can press out and hold. Just make sure they're pushing with the palm of their hand. If you were going to kick in a door or hit a door, you would hit it with the palm of your hand. Last thing is some people will engage and they'll say that they start feeling some symptoms through the wrist. My suggestion then is that they go ahead and they work a neutral position push. So their hands are going to be neutral and they're going to press out in a neutral position versus in this position. That's going to feel a little unnatural at first, but again, it will protect their wrist so they can push out and hold. Now, if they're in this position of holding the band here, this becomes a very easy neutral position push to go ahead and do. So you may have to use the little link system if they want to use a neutral grip, a neutral wrist position. You may have to put the link in to go ahead and do those horizontal chest presses.